The dawn light cast its amber beams over the metropolis, bathing the pavements in a gentle radiance. The rumble of vehicles, the sound of pedestrians beginning their day, and the soft sizzle of mobile vendors preparing morning meals permeated the atmosphere. Positioned among them was a compact, vibrantly painted orange food truck stationed at the intersection of a bustling commercial area. Its title, Surprise Bites, was displayed in playful script, though the coating showed wear and had dulled with time. The vehicle lacked the sophistication of the polished coffee establishments in the vicinity, but for the young woman who operated it, it represented everything, her sole opportunity for survival. She went by Lily. She had reached her early 20s, with golden hair pulled back in an unpretentious ponytail, her features radiating youthful resolve, though weariness frequently cast shadows beneath her eyes. Each dawn she awakened before sunrise, forcing herself to the modest truck she had received from her deceased father. The mobile kitchen served as her means of income, her obligation, and her foundation. She possessed no wealth. She owned little, yet she possessed strength, and that strength sustained her through endless hours of labor. Lily held a passion for culinary arts. It brought back memories of the occasions she assisted her father preparing pancakes in the confined kitchen of their former home. He would chuckle when she scattered flour across herself and promise her that someday customers would queue for her cooking. However, destiny had proven harsh. Following her father's unexpected death, financial obligations accumulated and Lily found herself isolated to care for both herself and the food truck. She no longer had the privilege of harboring dreams. Each day centered on mere existence. Nevertheless, despite the hardships, she welcomed each patron with a genuine smile. She held the belief that compassion cost nothing. And perhaps, with hope, her smile might illuminate another person's day. However, she couldn't overlook how frequently people passed her modest truck without offering it consideration. Business professionals in their gleaming timepieces and pristine footwear typically favored costly establishments further along the road. Occasionally they waited in queue simply to prevent tardiness for work, but when they purchased from her, they scarcely acknowledged her presence. In their perception, she remained merely the food truck operator, nothing beyond that. This particular morning proved no exception. The queue remained moderate, several laborers, a handful of university students, and then a number of corporate workers hurrying for beverages before their dawn conferences. Lily operated efficiently, distributing hot cups and morning meals, expressing gratitude to each customer genuinely. She observed how certain affluent patrons appeared restless, drumming their feet, browsing their devices, hardly recognizing her when she delivered their purchases. It caused pain occasionally, yet she had become accustomed to such treatment. Then her attention fell upon him. He failed to distinguish himself initially, despite his height, broad frame, and refined appearance in an impeccably fitted navy suit. His lustrous shoes caught the morning illumination, and his manner, serene, assured, composed, set him apart from the rest. Still, Lily paid him little mind. Simply another executive pausing for coffee. As he approached the service window, she offered him her customary courteous smile. "Good morning. How may I assist you today?" The gentleman's expression grew tender as he gazed upon her. He appeared almost startled, as though encountering her was something unforeseen, something for which he hadn't prepared. Yet Lily, occupied as usual, failed to notice. She merely awaited his request. "Coffee," he stated at last, his tone smooth, resonant, and controlled. "One coffee coming right up," Lily responded brightly, rotating to fill the hot liquid into a disposable cup. She failed to observe how his attention remained fixed on her, how his mouth nearly formed a smile. When she presented the cup to him, their hands made brief contact. For an instant, he appeared to pause, as though wishing to express something additional. However, Lily, already concentrating on the following customer, missed the moment. To her, he remained just another unknown individual. She failed to recognize him. She held no recollection. He departed gradually, clutching the cup, his gaze returning once before he vanished into the masses. This established his pattern. Morning after morning, the identical gentleman visited her food truck each day. Consistently dressed flawlessly, consistently requesting the same beverage. He never ordered anything different, never missed a visit, and each occasion Lily served him with the same courteous warmth she extended to all others. She never noticed the way his eyes grew gentle whenever she spoke, or how he remained close by as though anticipating something, for her to remember him. Yet she failed to, because to Lily, he represented merely one among the numerous customers in business attire. She lacked the time or strength to focus on one particular individual. Existence for her consisted of a pattern of labor, fatigue, and gathering sufficient funds to settle obligations. Romance, recognition, even companionships, these seemed like indulgences she couldn't manage. What remained unknown to her was that the gentleman appearing before her each morning wasn't simply another patron. He wasn't merely a professional in formal wear. He was Ethan Cole, the youthful, mysterious CEO of one of the city's most prominent corporations. To society, he remained unreachable, a figure of authority, influence, and extraordinary fortune. Yet to her, he wished to represent something different. He desired to be remembered. Because years earlier, before the riches, before the recognition, Ethan had been someone completely different, and Lily had played a role in his history. As time continued, Ethan's silent visits to the food truck became the pinnacle of his mornings. The conference room gatherings, the agreements, the relentless demands of managing a multimillion-dollar enterprise, none of it provided him the tranquility he discovered when he stood in that humble line, awaiting a cup of coffee from the girl who had once transformed his existence. Yet she held no memory, and he offered no reminder. Not at that moment. Until one morning, he finally leaned closer, softened his voice so only she could perceive, and spoke words that rendered her motionless. "Still remember me?" Her eyes expanded, her hand quivering as she gripped the coffee cup. The environment surrounding her appeared to fade, the sounds of the active street dissolving into quiet. She studied him, truly observed him for the first occasion. Something within his eyes, his voice, felt painfully recognizable. A recollection pulled at the corners of her consciousness, something concealed, something long abandoned. And in that singular instant, Lily's reality began to transform.